Welcome back to Longship Gaming. Today we are continuing our playthrough of Sinister Motives. This time it's going to be Ghost Spider up against the Sinister Six. We have been alternating our villains and scenarios. So this is Ghost Spider's second crack at some of the villains. And we are bringing a protection deck. I'll link in the description the video I did on the deck design, but I'll quickly go over it here. So for our allies, we have Silk, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Spider UK. For our events, we have Desperate Defense, 2 copies of Tackle, 2 copies of Counterpunch, 2 copies of Jump Flip, lots of upgrades and supports. So we have Hard to Ignore, 2 copies of Defensive Training, the Night Nurse, Unflappable, Flow Like Water, Armored Vest, Nerves of Steel, and Electrostatic Armor, and 2 copies of Power Protection. For our basic cards, all we have are Energy, Strength, and Genius. So we're going to get shuffled up, get ready to go. We'll go over the scenario and see how Ghost Spider does up against so many villains. Be right back. All right, welcome back. We are shuffled up and ready to go. We're playing on Expert as usual. Slightly different setup rules for this. There are no Expert or staged versions of the villains in this scenario, but there are 6 of them, and you put out 2 randomly. So our starting ones are Dr. Octopus and Vulture. So Doc Ock has a scheme of 2, an attack of 2, hit points of 8, activation order of 1. So when he attacks and damages you, place 1 threat on each scheme, and then move the active counter to the next villain in the activation order. When defeated, remove 4 threat from a side scheme, or 7 threat if there's no villain in play, and then set that villain aside. So Vulture, scheme of 1, an attack of 2, activation order 6. His forced response is if he attacks and damages you, discard 1 card from your hand, then move the activation counter to the next villain in the list. When defeated, same thing as Doc Ock. I suspect it's going to be the same across the board. Remove 4 or 7 threat, depending on the circumstances. Main scheme is Sinister Synchronization. Has a threshold of 8. Ambush special. Choose a set-aside villain at random. Put that villain into play and place the active counter on it. In Expert mode, place 2 threat on light at the end. Force Interrupt. When a villain would activate, if no villain is in play, resolve this card's ambush ability and continue that activation. Starts at 2 and goes up 1 each turn. So light at the end has a whopping, at the start, 20 threat. Players cannot win unless they escape. Force Interrupt. When the last threat is removed from the scheme, resolve the ambush ability on the main scheme. Flip this card. The players can escape on the other side. Starts at 20. Significant. So the key seems to be beat up on the Sinister Six to remove as much threat off of this as possible while keeping an eye on the main scheme, of course. So for Ghost Spider, she has 10 starting hit points. On her alter ego side, she has a recovery of 3. And in action, choose to either shuffle Ticket to the Multiverse from your discard pile into your deck or ready George Stacy once per round. On her hero side, authoritative 1, attack of 2, defense of 3, dizzying reflexes, response when you resolve an interrupt or responsibility on an event. Ready Ghost Spider, limit once per phase. Okay. Starting hand of 6. So we have Flow Like Water, Genius, Pirouette and Punch, Web Bracelet, George Stacy, and Counterpunch. Okay, so all these are really good. I think we definitely want Web Bracelet's so good. So let's do Web Bracelet for card draw. I really want Flow by Water or Flow Like Water as well, but George is so valuable just to get the number of cards we need under him. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to do Flow Like Water for George. We're going to use his action to attach an event from our hand, which is going to be Pirouette and Punch. And then we'll use her action to ready him, and then do it again and put Counterpunch. He has a maximum of 3 events that can be stored under him. So now we're going to flip over to Ghost Spider. Let's attack Doc Ock for 2. It would be nice if we got her reaction card that allows her to attack after defending. We'll see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna ready up. Fend and Flip, which is good for removing threat. Jump Flip, Desperate Defense, Night Nurse, Ghost Kick. That's what we want. Okay. So, they are going to scheme. Doc Ock is going to attack. We are going to defend. Let's see. Let's see what we want. We have Jump Flip in case we need it. Desperate Defense will give us a ready for free that won't use up her normal response. Okay, let's see how this turns out. If we don't have to use any cards at all, then we're good to use Ghost Kick. All right, so we do have Pirouette and Punch. No, sorry, we don't have Pirouette and Punch. We have Jump Flip if we need to use that. If I would take any damage. So it's an attack of 2, defense of 3. All right, so there's 1 damage coming through. So we are going to use Jump Flip. So we don't take any damage from it. And did we pay for it using... no, we did not. We need to use energy to pay for it. So we're going to pay for it with Desperate Defense. So we ignore the damage. We played an Interrupt. We use the right one. Okay, so remove 2 threat from the main scheme. Okay. We resolved it. So we're going to draw a card. We used a basic power. So we are going to Ghost Kick. Oh, we would come up. We use Ghost Kick to hit him for 6, which will knock him out on his own turn. Where's our 7? There it is. We're going to remove 4 off of Light at the end. Yeah. So I think we've come back up there. We've done our Ghost Kick that we needed. I think everything's done. And we're left with Phantom Flip in hand. Okay. We'll just hang on to that one. So encounter card. He's going to scheme. He's got a scheme of 1. So he's going to scheme for 4. Ouch. I got rid of 2. Let's back up. Nasty. Okay, so it's back to us. We don't really have a lot here. Yeah, I think we're going to have to thwart. Keep that under control. We're going to use George to add Phantom Flip to our repertoire, so we're maxed out here. And go up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Armored vest, electrostatic armor, power protection, strength, and hard to ignore. Alrighty. So he's going to scheme. He's going to attack. He's got a base attack of 2. No response cards there. What we do here. So let's defend. Attack of 2, so it's 3. So no damage. Let's use... How much is this going to cost us? 2. Okay, so let's use Phantom Flip to remove 5 threat from a scheme. And this is very dangerous, so this entire thing is going to have to go. We resolve an ability on an event. So we're going to draw. Come back up. Okay. And now it's on to his encounter card. He is going to attack. Luckily, we stood back up. Oh, let's see. Do we want to use web binding to stop him from doing this? We could pirouette and punch. Wouldn't do any damage to him. Be kind of a waste. I'd rather not. Yeah, so we're going to have to use our power protection and armored vest here as genius resources to play web binding. So we're going to cancel his activation so he doesn't get to attack. Okay, so it's back to us. Which one do we want here? So we don't have a lot of options. So I think I want to play out hard to ignore. And we are going to thwart. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Defensive training, nerves of steel, silk, tackle, defensive training. Okay. So he's going to scheme. He's going to attack. Nothing in hand to deal with that. All right, so we're going to defend, attack of 2. So nothing. So we take no damage. Now the question is, do we want to start using this to do some damage back to him? Yeah, so we took no damage, so we're going to use hard to ignore to thwart off the main scheme. And we will use counterpunch to do 2 damage to him. Which triggers web bracelet, so we draw a card. Get a pirouette and punch, and that allows us to stand up again. And now his encounter card. Hidden in shadow. Each enemy gains 1 hazard icon. Okay. Boost. Deal 1 indirect damage. Okay, so it's not a boost, so there's 4. Hidden in shadow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that's a nasty one. Okay. Back to us. Let's see. Well, I'm not going to be able to stun him, that's for sure. It's a lot of threat on there. I don't like it. So, let's play out. It's not so much, we don't really need to stun him right now. Oh, off a side scheme. We could get rid of Hidden in Shadow completely if we do get rid of him. But I won't, yeah, I don't have the resources to stun him from tackles. So, all right. Let's play out, sadly, get rid of that. Get rid of one of the defensive trainings to play out Silk. Response: when you play Silk from your hand, if you control another Web Warrior card, which we do, search the encounter deck for a Treachery and discard it. Now, as far as I know, we haven't played our Nemesis card. Wow, I just realized, even after shuffling, that is all standard and expert cards that have come up so far. That's pretty wild. Okay, so what we're looking for then is Shadows of the Past. Because last thing we want is... Look at that, it was going to be the next one too. Last thing we want is to have the nastiness that is Lizard coming out. Okay, so let's thwart that. Let's thwart it. Use basic power, nothing we can do about that. Let's, I think, play out defensive training. Just for future resources. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Energy, parental guidance, counterpunch, tackle, and Spider-Man. Okay. So, scheme. He's going to attack. We're going to have Silk get in the way. Which is good, because that was going to be a lot of damage. That was a total of 5. First encounter card. Life-size decoy. Schedule scheme is 0. Attack is 0. In expert mode, life-size decoy gains toughness. The engaged player cannot thwart side schemes. Boost. Yep, that's nasty. Okay. Next one. Each enemy gains. Yikes. Coordinated effort. Each enemy gains an acceleration icon. Has 6 on it. Woof. This is pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. So, huh. We're not in the best shape here. That's a lot of side schemes. And we can't thwart because the life-size decoy is in the way. How to deal with that? A lot of cards here that aren't really doing us much good. Well, we're going to ping the tough off the decoy. Parental guidance we don't really need right now. Wow, 5 health. Don't have the right resources to do the 3 that we would need. Some pretty tough choices here. All right. Well, we could stun Vulture. So at least that's something we can do. Or we get Miles out to start doing some much needed damage against the decoy. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sadly, we don't have 3 Web Warrior cards out. I'd love to be able to use his ability, but we can't. So we're going to attack the decoy for 2. So we need it to go away. We'll put Counterpunch under George. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ghost Kick, which is good because then we can get rid of the decoy, power protection, phantom flip, jump flip, ghost kick. Wow. Okay. So each enemy, so we have 2 enemies, has an acceleration icon. So this is going to go up by 3. Okay. Ghost Spider is going to be attacked. So we will defend. Defending for 2. Okay, so we have a lot of ways out of this problem. All right, so an attack of 2. So nothing. Put this minion into play, engage with you. So it's another life-size decoy. Does not do any damage. So it exhausts this to remove 1 threat from the main scheme. These decoys don't attack. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 encounter cards. Wow. That's pretty nasty. Oh, well, hold on a second. We should Ghost Kick in response. Okay. So let's use our Nerves of Steel. No, that's an attack, so I can't use it. Okay. We're going to use our other Ghost Kick and our Jump Flip. to do a ghost kick, which does 6. Kind of overkill, but so be it. So we pop back up, we draw, unflappable. Okay. We have a lot of options here. Okay. So now it's only 3 encounter cards. Okay. First one. In expert mode, this card gains Insight 1 and cannot be cancelled. Okay. Frequent Flyers. When revealed, put the set-aside Hobgoblin and Vulture into play. If Hobgoblin is already in play, take 2 indirect damage. If Vulture is already in play, discard 1 card at random from your hand. Okay, so Hobgoblin is now going to show up. It's been summoned by the Vulture just because they both like to fly, apparently. Okay, he's activation order 3. And he has 9 hit points. That's a 6. There we go. There's a 9. Okay. So that was the first. And, oh, hold on. When a card is revealed, deal damage to the villain equal to 1 or more and cancel. You know what? No, I don't want that. I really don't want that at all. So we're going to use it as a hero interrupt to cancel that effect. So Goblin actually does not come in at all. So I don't have to discard. So get out of here, Goblin. Yeah. Good old George Stacy coming through again. Yeah. So we pirouetted and punched, and is 1 more than the boost icons. There were 3, so he's down to 1. Okay. So that was the first one. The next one. Heighten morale. Attach the villain with the highest activation order value. If you cannot, resolve the ambush ability. X is equal to the number of villains in play, so he gets a plus. He's got slightly more morale. He's just hitting a little harder. You know, he's the only one remaining. Okay. Third one. Worried Father. Okay. So set him aside, attach this obligation to him. So, I mean, I'd be worried too if my daughter were fighting 6 different villains at the same time. Okay, so that's our 3. Only have Phantom Flip remaining. So, oh no, these are already used because they were used on our turn. Got to ping off that tough. Gonna have to hit that for 2. Things got very tough, very fast. Okay. And ready everybody up. Just a Phantom Flip in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spider UK, Web Binding, Web Bracelet, Phantom Flip. Okay. So, Vulture is attacking at 3 right now. I can't remove threat from side schemes because of the decoy. Okay. We definitely want him to come off the main. All right, back to the start. There are, so it's going to accelerate for 3 again. Really got to get rid of these decoys in Hidden in Shadow. Oh, sorry, Coordinated Effort. It's going to be harder to get rid of the Hidden in Shadow. All right, so Vulture is going to attack. He's attacking for 3. Can't stop him with web binding. We need the phantom flips. So I'm going to have Spider-Man get in the way. Attack for 3, 4, 5. Yep. Sorry, Miles. Decoy does nothing. 3 encounter cards. First one. Surprise! In expert mode, this card gains Surge and cannot be cancelled. Resolve the ambush ability on the main scheme. If no villain was put into play this way, place 3 threat on light at the end. Okay, so choose a set-aside villain at random. Put that villain into play and place the active counter on it. Okay. So Craven. He has 9 hit points. That's going to put 2 back on light at the end. Oh. Okay. So this has Surge. So this is our Surge card. Partnership of Pain. When revealed, hero, the villain with the highest activation order value, which is Craven, attacks you with plus X attack, where X is equal to the total attack of all other villains in play. Wow, okay. Sadly, I cannot stop him from doing that. Yeah. So, we're going to defend anyway to mitigate some of this. So, the villain with the highest activation order value attacks you with plus X attack, where X is equal to the total attack of all their villains in play. Okay. So right now he's at 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course his card. So 5. So we finally take damage. Take 2 whole damage. So that causes choose and discard 1 support or upgrade card you control. Okay, so we're not really using Nerves of Steel, so it can go. Then move the active counter to the next villain. So the active counter now switches back to Vulture. Okay, so in response to that anyway, I'm going to play Phantom Flip to get 5 threat off the main scheme. Because I can do that, I just can't get rid of them off of sides. That allows me to draw a card. Take it to the multiverse, which is now going to give him an extra encounter card. I really need a die, I think, to keep track of the sheer number of encounter cards, because that was just the first of 3 and it surged. So we still have that was the one. It surged into this. That was the attack. So 3, 4. Oh, okay. This is pretty rough. Okay. That's the villain pile. Go over there. Okay, so we still have 4 to resolve. Things aren't so great. Oh, we gotta come back up. Okay. First one. Teamwork makes the dream work. Each enemy gets +1 scheme and +1 attack. And it is 5. Okay, things are looking pretty bad. So this is a total of, this is a third one of 5. Wow. Caught off guard, discard an upgraded support you control. I guess it's going to have to be hard to ignore. Fourth one. Villain schemes. So he has a scheme of 2, 3, 4, 5. So that puts Sinister Synchronization back up to almost being completed. And our last one, Taunting Presence. Attached to the villain with the most remaining hit points. So Craven. Threat cannot be removed from light at the end. Okay. I mean, this is a rough scenario, but it is kind of funny. I mean, it is the second last one. So, all right. Wow. What in the world can we do here? I think this is probably one of the worst situations I've ever seen. These decoys are wrecking me. Well, we'll see what we can do. We do have Ticket to the Multiverse. Discard your hand, shuffle the discard pile into your deck, drop to your hand, and ready each Ghost Spider card you control. Okay. Man. Well, let's attack the decoy. Then we are going to... Oh, it costs 3. Oh, we can't even afford it. Oh, no. It's so expensive. Okay, okay. Let's use Phantom Flip because you get a basic power. I can remove 5 threat from the main scheme. Readies me, attack the decoy. So that's just gone. And then ready up, but I think things are pretty dire here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Strength, power protection, ghost kick, jump flip, parental guidance. Okay. So, this is really nasty. There are 2 villains in play. So the scheme goes up by 3. He has an attack now of 4. We are going to defend. So an attack, he's an attack of 3, defense of 3, attack of 4. So he's a +1 right now. So he's up by 2, but luckily we have jump flip. So we're going to defend, we're going to prevent it. We're paying for it with an energy, so we get 2 threat off the main scheme. Shockingly, somehow we're still alive. Come back up. We also used a basic power in our defense. Oh, seems like such overkill to do 6 damage to him. But my God, these things just, they have to go. What to do here? I think we have to do it. So this is still when we were... Yeah. Bit of overkill to get rid of him, but we're going to have to ghost kick him. So that takes out Vulture. So Vulture is going to lose heightened morale. And he's going to go away. I'm going to have to take 4 off of a scheme. Can't be light of the tunnel, so it's going to have to. I'm going to have to do hidden in shadow because that's the one that's causing us the most problems right now. And that ready as us again. Yeah, okay, so now there's only 1 encounter card because we got rid of that. Okay, good. Good, good. I say in quotes, good. All right, oh, surprise. One revealed to resolve the ambush ability in the main scheme. So in comes the villain again. It's going to be Scorpion. And we shift to him. And that is going to put 2 threat on Light at the End. Okay. Luckily that was our only one. Woof. Okay. He's going to attack a 3 in a scheme of 0. Scheme of 0, eh? Okay. Problem is that there's 2 villains out. Okay, so we're going to ready up here. It's nothing we can really do. Power Protection and Phantom Flip. We are going to... Thwart's 5, right? Yeah, okay. So we're going to thwart 1 off of that. We're going to hang on to these. 1, 2, 3. Spider UK, energy, electrostatic armor, power protection. Okay. So, Scorpion. So we got accelerate for each enemy. So there's 2. So it's going to add 3 again. He's going to attack. We will defend as usual, so it's a base attack of 3. So take 2. Down to 6. Stun a character of control. Okay. So we're stunned. Move the token. Oh, he's got 10 health. I forgot to put the 0 on him. Moves over to Craven anyway. There we go. We're going to now Phantom Flip that. Use basic power, defense, remove 5 threat from a scheme. So we're going to get rid of 5 off of coordinated effort because it's killing us. Oh, I would have taken 1 extra damage because of teamwork makes the dream work. Draw a card. Night Nurse. Okay. Now it's the encounter card. From every direction. Gain Surge. When revealed, place 1 threat on the main scheme for each enemy in play. So there are 2. Okay, so now this is going to flip. Sinister Beatdown. Choose a set-aside villain at random. Put the villain in play and place the active counter on it, even if another villain has a counter. If no villain was put into play this way. Okay, so there is definitely going to be one. So that comes in at 3 for Sinister Beatdown. Let's see who else shows up. See, because Craven's got that intimidating presence or whatever it is, taunting presence, I can't get anything off of Light at the End. So it's going to be Hobgoblin. He's got 9 hit points. Counter goes to him. It gains Surge, so now I have to worry about that. Partnership of Pain. When revealed, hero, the villain with the highest activation order value attacks you with plus X. Attack X is equal to the total attack of all other villains in play. Oh yeah, I should have stood back up. Not that I think this is going to help us much. So, what do we have? Anything? Nothing there. The villain with the highest activation order value, which is Hobgoblin, so he has an attack of 1. Plus X attack, where X is the total attack of other villains in play. Okay, so. Oh, and each enemy gets +1 on this. Oh dear, I don't think there's any way out of this one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 defense. That's +6. There is absolutely no way. That's +7. Wow. That was brutal. You know, early in the game, I thought we were doing pretty well. You know, my goal was to try and keep one of these villains down, so he couldn't keep coming back at, like, just to make it easy on myself. But wow, that was just too much. I had so many different resources out, but it kept making me actually discard them. And I think really was killer getting coordinated effort and the From the Shadows or whatever card. Absolutely brutal. Where is it here? Oh, and those, oh, man, Sinister Six are nasty. They are very, very rough to play against. I mean, fun, but I wasn't making really... I thought things were going fine at the start. I was, you know, hitting them when they were hitting me back and taking threat off of light at the end, but just it was not meant to be. So she's good at defense, but she certainly could not avoid... well, I don't have a Hobgoblin or Scorpion, but these two I'll have to do. Being hit by Craven, Scorpion, and Hobgoblin all at the same time is absolutely brutal. Wow. Partnership of Pain is rough because it might be a little easier if it was the printed cost, but no, it's the total, and teamwork makes the dream work. They are, in fact, a very good team and difficult to defeat. So, unfortunately, Gwen loses this one. So I'm now 0 for 2 with Gwen. I think I'll probably be retiring this deck. I like it, but maybe it's just her going up against Venom and against the Sinister Six may not have been the best idea. Miles is having a much easier time going through Sinister Motives. Speaking of which, the next game will be Miles versus Venom Goblin, and the last villain of Sinister Motives. So, anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for when I put up new content. And until next time, happy gaming.